April 26, 1986. The Chernobyl nuclear power plant hums under the cloak of night. Inside, a seemingly routine safety test is about to go horribly wrong, triggering the worst nuclear disaster in human history. What exactly happened that night, and what lessons can we learn from the radioactive ghost town it left behind? To understand Chernobyl, we first need to understand the science. At the heart of a nuclear reactor is a process called nuclear fission. Imagine a tiny, unstable particle, a neutron, hitting a large atom, like uranium. This collision splits the atom, releasing a tremendous amount of energy and more neutrons. These new neutrons then hit other atoms, creating a chain reaction. In a power plant, this reaction is controlled to generate electricity. Chernobyl used what's known as an RBMK reactor. This design had a couple of major flaws. First, it used graphite to moderate the reaction, which is combustible. Second, and most critically, at low power levels, the reactor could become dangerously unstable. A fact that was not well understood by the operators. Back to that fateful night. The crew in the control room was conducting a test to see if the plant's turbines could power the cooling pumps during a shutdown. To do this, they had to reduce the reactor's power to a very low level, entering that unstable zone. A series of missteps and violations of safety protocols created a perfect storm. When a sudden power surge occurred, they initiated an emergency shutdown by inserting the control rods. But due to another design flaw, inserting the rods briefly caused a massive spike in reactivity. In an instant, the chain reaction went critical. Two massive explosions blew the 2002 lid off the reactor core and spewed a colossal cloud of radioactive material into the atmosphere. The graphite moderator caught fire, burning for days and releasing even more contamination. It was a nuclear volcano, releasing 400 times more radiation than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. The night sky glowed with an eerie, beautiful, and deadly light. Firefighters rushed to the scene, completely unaware of the invisible enemy they were battling. They were the first heroes and the first victims, succumbing to acute radiation sickness within weeks. The nearby city of Pripyat, home to the plant's workers and their families, slept through the initial explosion. The Soviet government, in a disastrous attempt to prevent panic, kept the incident a secret. It wasn't until radiation alarms went off in Sweden, over 1,000 kilometers away, that the world learned something terrible had happened. 36 hours after the explosion, the evacuation of Pripyat finally began. Residents were told to pack for only 3 days, but they would never return. Buses lined up, taking 50,000 people away from their homes forever. Today, Pripyat is a ghost town, frozen in time. The iconic Ferris wheel, set to open just days after the disaster, stands as a silent, rusting monument to a stolen future. School books lie open on desks, and dolls are scattered on kindergarten floors, telling a haunting story of a city abandoned in a hurry. The effects on human life were catastrophic. While the official immediate death toll was low, the long-term consequences are staggering. Thousands suffered from cancers, birth defects, and other radiation-induced illnesses. The environment was devastated, with a red forest where pine trees turned reddish-brown and died. A vast exclusion zone, still heavily contaminated, surrounds the plant. The Chernobyl disaster was a brutal lesson in the terrifying power we've unlocked. It exposed the dangers of flawed design, human error, and a culture of secrecy. It forced a global revaluation of nuclear safety standards and led to the development of a massive, unprecedented containment structure called the New Safe Confinement, which now encases the destroyed reactor. Chernobyl is a scar on our planet, a permanent reminder that with great power comes the absolute necessity for even greater responsibility. The story of Chernobyl is not just about a failed reactor. It's a human story of tragedy, heroism, and a warning that we must never forget. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into historical events. Stay curious.